Today I'm going to be attempting to make a speaker box for the truck. I plan on doing, I guess, everything but the face of the speaker box because I'm waiting to get subs, and then once I get the subs, then I can lay out the speaker box. I have a sheet of 3/4 inch MDF 4x8. That's probably way more than I need, but anywho, I'll give you the rundown of how I came up with the speaker box. What I did was I made a template like this. Basically the template of the shapes that I am going to be running in the truck behind the bench seat. I made up this like 2.5 inch by the height of this, and I put that behind the seat, and that was my layout that I liked because I wanted to prop the seat forward some, because all the way back it's like you're leaning back and you're up against this, and it's me being shorter. I'm not super tall, so it helps with me having this more vertical, and the seat's already as forward as it can go, so this is what I came up with. I made another template out of wood. This is basically how I want it to fit. So this is essentially what I took from cardboard to wood. I cut the angle on it, got the height and everything I needed. And then for the whole box size, I have I made a cardboard template. So this is 42 inches wide, 25.5 inches tall, and then there's roughly 17 inches of space to give myself some clearance over the exhaust hump. So yeah, that's what that is. So this is essentially the like side or back profile of the box, and then that's the side profile of the box. So I'll be doing this in pieces. I'm not a woodworker by any means, so I'm going to have watched videos on building boxes, and I built one years ago, but yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing today. Hopefully it comes out decent enough, but I guess follow along and see how it goes. So here is the sub box. I'm pretty much done with it, other than the face, cutting the holes in the face. That I'm waiting for because I need to get the subs, and then they're going to be mounted behind that, so they'll be sunken in because this doesn't have a ton of clearance between the face and the back of the seat. So that fits on here, and then there'll be a board attached to the back of that the sub will fit on. And then if I need to, I have room to add a spacer if I need to sink it down in there more. But that's the gist of the box. So basically the rest I'm waiting for the subs to finish it, but that's it for the speaker box. Alright, so first off, for power, I ran 0 gauge from the battery all the way up to the alternator, and then from the alternator to the starter. So that's 0 gauge, and then I ran a separate 0 gauge from the battery to the cab of the truck for the 2 amps. So it goes 0 gauge, then to like a fuse block, and then it splits off of that to 2 amps. And I'll explain the amps when I get into that part. So for the battery of the truck, you can go through a couple videos earlier where you can see how I mounted the battery. The battery I used is Optima. I don't remember the specific model, but I know it's larger than factory, I believe. But I wanted something that could handle the stereo system and air ride and not have any issues. I haven't had any issues at all with the voltage. It's been pretty much consistent 14 when the truck's running, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so for the stereo, I have a Pioneer CD player. It's kind of modern, so it has Bluetooth, it has a USB port on it. It's something I wanted. I was originally going to look for an Alpine old school tape deck or Alpine old school CD player, but I figured I would get something more modern. That way I could hook it up to my phone and whatnot. Then I can have Bluetooth. So it's a nice thing. The only thing I wish that it had was green colors to match the cluster colors, but I'm okay with the blue. So the amp I'm running is a DOWN4SOUND, but I like the DOWN4SOUND because they have really nice bass knob setup, and it has a clip light, and you can cycle between volts, temperature. But I really like the DOWN4SOUND, their amps, of course. This is one of the things I plan on doing here in the winter, is changing up this setup, because I don't know if I like the purple. I was kind of going for the purple accent because of the purple neon, but I'm not sure if I like it too much. But yeah, I may change this up. So before I got the stereo before MiniMaxx, but I also picked up a set of 3.5-inch speakers. They were kickers, and they sounded okay, I guess, for just having. That's all I had was the 3.5, just 2 of them, and then the head unit, and it sounded okay for cruising and whatnot, but it needed something else. So I ended up picking up a set of KS 6.75 component set. Super happy with those. Those are a 6.75 with a 1-inch tweeter. Then they have a crossover, and I have a small DOWN4SOUND amp running those, just a 2-channel amp for just the front channel. And then I have a mono amp running the subs, a DOWN4SOUND mono amp. But the tweeters I ended up mounting in the factory location for those, so the sound comes right out of there, and you can hear it good. It's crisp. You can't really, I don't know if you can really see it in there, but both sides I have the tweeters in the corners. And then I ended up making some kick panels out of cardboard as like a template. And then I got some 1/4-inch thick plastic and basically mounted it to that, drilled some holes to screw it to the truck, and then I just mounted the 6 3/4 mids in there, and it sounds really good. I need to color match these also. I wasn't totally happy with like the button style caps for these, but that's what I came up with for now. I might try to do something else come this in the off season here when I take things apart to clean it up and paint it. But yeah, I need to match these to everything else when I paint it, I guess. You can see I color matched all the door panel to the armrest, door pull to the door opener, and then I have some cheap billet window cranks, but all that stuff matches pretty good. But now I need to match the dash and the center console. I need to match everything color wise. So the bench in the truck, I ended up recovering it. I actually ordered this seat cover before MiniMaxx. It's not 100% match, but it's pretty close to what the door panels are. I'd kind of have to do custom everything to get everything to match correctly, but that's one of the reasons why I want to paint everything to match like the door cards, because then everything will be more matching. The seat belts, I ended up replacing the seat belts after MiniMaxx also, and then I ended up adding a third lap belt just so my daughter, if she wanted to, she could ride with us out cruising and not have any issues. So for the sub box, I ended up running the JL Audio shallow mount subs, and I'm running 210s. I was going to initially try running 212s, but there was no way I was fitting 12s in the space I had. It was pretty close. I was worried about the back of the sub hitting the back of the bench seat. Right now there's a decent amount of space between the two. It's kind of hard to tell, but they don't hit the back of the seat, and there's room for, I guess, air to flow out the sides. That's what I ended up with as far as the sub box. With the seat back removed, you can kind of get a better idea of the sub box, how it's in there, and you can kind of see the lip that the seat sits up against. Alright, so the subs I have are JL Audio 10TW3 D4s. So they're dual voice coil 4 ohm subs. And the amp I have is a JP8 DOWN4SOUND amp, which is able to be wired down to 1 ohm. The wiring of the subs, I have them wired down to 1 ohm. It's basically to get more power out of the subs, and it can for sure handle them. And these sound really good in the truck for the size of the truck. A lot of people are surprised that how it sounds. It's not vibrate the car next to you window loud, but inside the truck it's pretty good. It sounds good. I'm super happy with it. I wish I could have went bigger, but you know, maybe someday when I blow out the back wall and put some bigger box in the bed, maybe then I'll go crazy. But right now this is perfect. So how I mounted the subs, there is a I guess a panel that is mounted to the back of this face. So, and it's just larger than the sub, and it's glued and screwed to the back of the face, and then the subs are mounted to that, so they're kind of sunk in a little bit. You can kind of see. Basically tried to match the shape the best I could with a jigsaw, and a cheap router from Harbor Freight, and this is what you get. The wrap job isn't the best. I might do a better one, or try to come up with an idea to fill the back wall more to cover up the areas that are open on the sides. But all in all, I like it. I just wish I would have went with a color that matched the seat a little bit better, but I may change that up to try to match. Also, I got to give a huge shout out to Boogie Chassis. His channel on YouTube, I will link it below. I originally found his channel looking up sub box ideas in a mini truck, and he was building one or just built one, and then the amp install, and I kind of went by some of his channel to do the work on mine or get the idea of how I wanted to build the box. So go check him out. His super helpful as far as installing and checking the gains in the amp and box build ideas. Check his channel out. Yeah, I'm glad I found him searching the internet. Alright, so here's what I'm working with. I know the wiring isn't the prettiest, and I need to adjust some things. But right now it's like this because when I put the bench in, I have to put these back so it can slide in the tracks, which I'm still using the factory seat tracks. So I have to be able to get back there and slide it forward. I may adjust the tracks so I don't have to push the seat back so far to put them in, which will kind of help me. So I might do that. But anywho, the two amps I have are the DOWN4SOUND JP M1002 MM1002, which is the little amp that's running the front components. And then I have the JP8, which is running the subs in the back. So far, I'm super happy with this setup. The only thing I would change maybe is just tidy up this stuff. Other than that, I'm really happy with this setup. It's enough bass and whatnot for me in the truck, and everyone else that's heard it are surprised by the subs and the setup. So yeah, that's what I'm going with for now. All right, so as far as the stereo setup, that's what I'm working with. So I don't plan on doing too much to the stereo setup, maybe just trying to clean things up, but I'm super happy with everything, how it sounds. Hopefully I have enough info here, and hopefully it's enough information to I don't know, so you guys can make a sub box in your own truck, or like I said, I always wanted to have a little mini truck inspired build, stereo, underglow, pretty much everything set up, and I kind of succeeded, I think, with everything on that. I plan on getting into tearing stuff apart so I can paint it, and that's kind of why I took everything apart to make this video, because it makes it easier so you can see everything, and I had to do it anyway. So this is kind of step one of adjusting things and modifying them. So like it would be, I don't know, part 2 or truck build part 2. But this is basically just the next version of updating and upgrading or modifying, making stuff better to what I want to change or didn't like from the first time. But yeah, this is kind of just upgrading what I previously have. So anywho, I appreciate everybody following along and all the support I've been getting on the truck. It's been great. It makes me feel better, like knowing that I help other people building in the community and it's nice getting the truck out there and people can see it, and it's kind of feels rewarding, and it makes you feel good. But anywho, that's it for this one, and this is the start of upgrading. So I will see you on the next one. Thanks again. Bye.